What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome all my new subscribers. As always, I'd like to take a second and thank each and every single one of you guys out there that take the time out of your day to watch and support my channel. You guys, we got another detail on our hands here. This one's actually, you know what? It's actually kind of refreshing because this thing's been under a car cover for the past year in the garage, and it's actually in really good condition. So it's not dirty at all. I just got to get it. He does have a sealant on it, so I'm going to get it out. I'm going to get it decon washed and strip washed and back in the garage. But let me show you guys what we're working on today. All right, so this is what we're working on today. This is an older car. It's a 97, I believe. Buick Regal GS supercharged. It's kind of a rare car if you think about it. Super clean. He keeps it really nice and clean, as you guys can see. Even the wheels and tires are actually still pretty clean. But he wants to get this thing, he wants to get the paint basically polished up because it's got some defects. It needs some love. But there were some turkeys that jumped on the trunk when he had it outside one day and scratched up the trunk a little bit. So he was like, I just want to get it polished up, get it ceramic coated, you know, give it some love. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, as you guys can see, this thing is already clean. I mean, the paint's nice and smooth, super smooth. I don't really feel any contamination in the paint at all. It's actually, I mean, it's in really good condition. So, and I thought about rinseless washing it, but the protection that's on it is pretty stout because I tried a panel prep on it and it knocked it down a little bit, but I don't want to have to waste a lot of panel prep to try to get it off. And some of you guys might be thinking, well, just polish it off. Well, I don't want to polish off that and have all that residue built into the pad, even though I'm still cleaning it. But I like to start with a clean, bare paint when I'm doing polishing. So, yeah, it's really, really in good condition. So I'm not going to bore you guys with the wash process and the wheels and tires. The wheels and tires are already looking good. Quick wash on the wheels and tires. Even the fender liners are nice and clean. So it's nice to work on something like this. So I'm going to get this thing cleaned up, back in the garage, and then we will assess the paint and see what we need to do to get this thing looking fresh and get it protected. So yeah, next time you'll see this thing, we'll go over the paint. Alrighty, folks. So I've got this Buick strip washed, cleaned up, ready to start polishing on it. Went ahead and panel prepped it afterwards. I want to try to kind of show you guys the condition of the paint. It's going to be kind of hard, but if you kind of, the light's so bright and the color's so light that when I try to put my paint light on it, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see imperfections because the light doesn't want to let me show you guys, but there is a big scratch right here. You guys can see that. It's right there. It goes all the way up right there. Big scratch there, and there's a lot of swirls and imperfections in it. It's not terribly bad, but what you can't see is the water spot etching. Let's see if I can get this on there for you. Now, it's going to be so hard to see, but there is water spot etching that looks like it's been there for so long. So we're going to try and clean this up. I don't think they're really going to come out. I think they've been etched in there so long, but we're going to see what we can do. Now I'm set up over here. I got my ShineMate EX620 15 millimeter, my go-to. I've got a few different pads here. I've got the DIY wool pad, Rupes soft polishing wool pad, a few of my Spizzer pads, my 3 favorite ones, my tried and true, you guys already know it, my Fab Polish and Papa Cut. And we're going to see what we can transform this paint to and see if we can get it in a little bit better condition without removing too much, without trying to go too heavy on it. It is a 98 original paint, so we want to kind of leave it with a little bit of clear left on this thing. So we're going to tread lightly. We're not going to go after perfection. Now, for those of you guys that are just watching, you're just getting into polishing, make sure you do your steps of washing the car, decontaminating it, iron remover, clay it if it needs it. You know, get it stripped, get the paint as clean as you can get it before you go in and start polishing on it. That's going to save you hassle and headache as you go through. Wondering why you keep marring up the panel or something like that because the contamination's getting into your pad. So just make sure you start with a nice clean canvas before you come in and start performing your artwork. Just wanted to stress that. I got my next LED lights here. They're fantastic. Love them. Looks totally different on camera than in person, but in camera, it really points out that big scratch, right? You can see it right there. Darn turkeys. He said some turkeys had jumped on his car and scratched it up. On the trunk lid is pretty bad too. So, yeah, I'm going to obviously start out with a light approach. I'm going to start out with my fabulous finishing polish with the orange Svizzer pad. These thermal pads I'm loving these things. So we're going to start out with that, with some fab polish, see what it's going to get me, and then just kind of adjust accordingly, you know. I always say this in all my videos. The paint will talk to you. It will let you know whether you need to step up the aggression or not. You know, if you're not happy with the defect removal that you're getting with this combination, then you just move up. You got your Papa cut, a little bit heavier cut. You can go to a little bit heavier pad. Whatever works for you to achieve the results that you're after. So I'm going to get set up, get started, and we're going to see what combo we're going to end up with. Alrighty, folks. Let's get into this. Let's see what kind of clear coat we're working with. I got my fab polish here. Little dots right there. Pour it over my shoulder. Now, I usually stay around speed 3.5. Really no need to go more than that. I'm just going to do just this section here. Do this section here, wipe it off, and then bring you guys in and see what kind of defect removal we're going to get. Do a couple passes, and we'll go from there. Nothing crazy, just a few passes. It's a good baseline to let you know what kind of clear you're working with. Is it clears on the harder side? If it's on the softer side, then you just basically go and you adjust from here. So I always start with a light approach and then work your way up as you see fit for your needs as far as defect removal goes. So, very light approach. But it actually did really well. Now me, I'm assuming GM is on the harder side. That looks really nice. Let me bring you guys in. All right, folks, let's see what the fab polish. All right, check that out. That actually works really nicely. Check out that finish. Let's check out down here. It's really hard to tell on this color. There are lots of imperfections down here. Then when we get up here, some nice clarity there. It did good. I would say that's about 70, 65%, 70% just off this light combination here. So I'm going to do this side here with a little bit stiffer of a pad. Maybe I'll try this maroon pad. This one's just a little bit stiffer. We'll try this one and see what it'll get me. Now let's see what the paint pad can yield us as far as results go. I really like those pads because they're so smooth. I mean, they consistently stay smooth. Not just in the beginning. Like, you know, when you put fresh product on a pad, it's always smooth right away. But as you work the product through its cycle, it starts to get a little bit more grabby. But not these pads. These pads do really, really, really well. So far, I'm loving the pads. See what we got. Hey, now there's some really deep imperfections in this paint, but as far as swirls and scratches go, it looks pretty darn good. All right, so as I can try to show you guys, check that out. Versus over here. Nice and clear. Really, really nice big difference there. Good shot. Yeah, we're bringing back a lot of clarity too. A lot of depth back in the paint. So we'll see. Now this scratch here, I'm gonna have to go a little bit aggressive over here. And I'm very curious because I've yet to try this purple pad from DIY. And I kind of want to try it. So curiosity might get the best of me. I'm gonna try some different combos on this side of the paint. And let's have some fun. All right, so curiosity got me. So I got my purple little wool pad here. We're going to stick with the fabulous finishing polish. It's the first time using this pad. I'm going to put a little more product than I normally would. And I'm just going to work it the same amount of time. All right. I will say, at first, it's a little vibrating. I'm used to the other foam pads from Swizzer being a little bit more smooth, but towards the end of the cycle, after the pads started getting broken in, it started to smooth out. So maybe after I hit it in the pad washer a few times, get it nice and broken in, it'll probably be nice and smooth. So let's go ahead and see. Ooh, looks good from here. Let's see. Let's see. Can't tell if that's haze or not. This is a really tough paint to tell if that's hazy or not. But it looks pretty good. Let me bring you guys in. Get this tape off. So you guys out there like the 50/50s. Did pretty good on this scratch. Still there a little bit. Check that out. I'm going to go this way. And there's that 50-50 right there. See some imperfections. And it clears right up. Actually, it looks nice. That looks real nice. But I can see just a little bit of haze. Just very slight right there. From the wool pad, I think. Now, do I want to come in and do 2 steps, or was I happy with the pink pad? Now I can just try the pink pad with some Papa Cut to give me a little bit more cut without going so aggressive as the wool pad where it's going to leave some haze and then you got to come back and clean it up. So I want to stick with the 1 step. I think Papa Cut and the pink pad might be a great choice. We'll see. I'm going to do this side with Papa Cut and the pink pad, and we'll come and check it out. Alrighty, folks. So we hit it with the wool pad. Now I decided, now I had to go back and rewatch my video because it's been like 2 weeks since I've done this hood to figure out where I left off. But we left off with the tape line over there, and we tried the wool pad, trying to decide, do I want to do a 1 step? Do I want to do a 2 step? Well, this is my brother's car, so of course I'm going to do the 2 step. I just like giving the options for those of you guys out there that might be trying to figure out what to do in the same situation. So in my situation, I'm going to put the gloss on this thing. So I'm going to come in, I came in with my yellow Svizzer pad with the Fab polish from Phoenix EOD. And I finished this out really nice. So yeah, you could have chose either one. Stick with the 1 step, which got really good results, or go with the 2 step if you want that extra oomph, which I'm going for. So yeah, the hood looks fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's got some serious gloss to it. Check that out. We brought back some really nice depth in the paint. And the scratch over here, completely gone. Just check that gloss out. Oh. What's up? Say what's up, Junior Smurf. Got my boy out here hanging out with me. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to work around the car. I got some new stuff to play with. I've got some Svizzer medium cut. Shout out to the Final Details and Alon over at Svizzer. Just to test that out. Got some cool pads over here. Some more pads to test out from Svizzer, because I didn't know they had all different varieties. It's like a long wool gnat. Really soft. Microfiber. A hybrid. And looks like another, like a low nap wool pad. So we're gonna play around with those. But we're gonna put the gloss on this thing, so be back with another update. Alrighty, folks, Smurf back with a quick update. Working my way down the side of the car. As you can see, the gloss is insane right now. Insane. Now, I have been playing around. Sorry, I'm rolling on my rolly cart. Been playing around with the Svizzer Micro Cut and Heavy Cut. 2 great polishes and compounds. The Micro Cut seems like it has a little bit longer of a working time, which is very normal compared to a heavier cut. But they both have great cycle time. The wipe off is just a breeze. Little bit of dusting at the end. At the end of their cycle time, that's when they start dusting just a little bit. Nothing crazy though. But the wipe off is just, I mean, absolutely effortless. I'm loving it. I'm still finishing out though with my fabulous finishing polish from Phoenix EOD. The glow it gives is just next level. But Let me show you guys where I'm at. So I got this whole door done. I want to show you guys just exactly what we're coming from over here. Clarity is kind of boo-boo over here. There is some imperfections. So I wanted to show you. So and then we're going to slide over here to this door. Check that out. Absolute butter over here. Let me get over here and see all this nasty stuff. So we're doing really, really, really good. And I haven't had to go heavy. On this side, it's just straight foam pad. I used the orange scissor pad with the heavy cut. No, this was, yeah, the heavy cut. The orange scissor pad with the heavy cut. And then I came in with the yellow scissor pad with the fabulous finishing polish and gave me that stunning gloss and ultra finish. Check that out. I mean, look at the difference in the doors. It's crazy. But yeah, we are looking good. I'm going to keep working and I'll be back with an update. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So, got the whole left side done on this thing, working my way on the roof. I did a nice 50-50 using the purple wool pad here from DIY with the Papa Cut. Papa Cut with the wool pad. Check this out. And then I came in and finished it with the orange scissor pad with my fabulous finishing polish. You guys, you just can't beat the gloss from the fabulous finishing polish. But check this out. So I've got my paint line, but you can see right here, there's a 50-50 tape line that I did. You can see there's some deep scratches, deep scratches over here on this side. When we come over here and boom, look at the clarity we're bringing out in the paint. Perfect? No, but check out the difference. Huge, huge, huge difference. Look at that. So that is a great combination. Fab polish on the wool pad, followed up with the Swizzer orange pad, finishing it out. Might jewel it up with the yellow pad, the yellow Swizzer pad, but check out the difference in color from this side to this side over here. Huge difference. So yeah, it's looking great. I'm just going to keep chopping away and be back, I don't know, for another update, maybe. We'll see. Alrighty, everybody. Smurf is back with another quick update. I pretty much have the whole car done, except for the front and rear bumper and this deck lid, but I was saving this deck lid to do a nice 50-50 and show you guys exactly the combination that I'm using and how I use it. I still have to do the black pillars as well on the side. These things are absolutely trashed. By the way, I'm using my new Next LED headlamp, and it works awesome. It's got 2 different colors depending on the paint. On this black, the whiter light definitely shows the swirls more, but we're going to address these 2. But I wanted to show you guys back here on the deck lid just how it's not terrible, but there are definitely imperfections, scratches, swirls, deep scratches. Over here, there's a pretty deep one right here. You guys can see. I might hit that with a little 3K wet sand just to round off the corners. Make it less noticeable, but if you guys can see in my Next LED, I got the Next LED shop light there as well. Not terrible, but we're going to bring back some nice clarity in the paint. Oh, sorry. It's because I have my freaking headlight on. There we go. I was wondering why I was casting that shadow. So you guys can see here, there's definitely swirls, scratches. We're going to get rid of those. We're going to bring some nice clarity back into this side and mainly just show you guys how I utilize my setup, which is, this is the DIY detail wool pad. That's going to go on there. Fabulous Pop-A-Cut, one spray of fabulous finishing polish. Now what that's going to do is that's going to cut, give me the heavier cut that I need. But once the Pop-A-Cut is done, it's going to rely on the finishing capabilities. See, Pop-A-Cut already finishes out very well. Now I've tested it on this paint. I could absolutely just use Pop-A-Cut, but what I like about the fab polish is if I do one spray with the sprayer, plus I've been testing out using the polish with the sprayer. If I do one spray of the fab polish, what that does is it helps it finish down just that much better. So the next stage, which would technically be a finish stage, turns into like a finish stage / jeweling stage, which brings out all that gloss. And that's what we want. So I'm gonna get you guys set up and kind of explain my process, and then yeah, we'll see the results. Alrighty, folks. So I've got my Pop-A-Cut here from Phoenix EOD. It's been a few days since I worked on this thing, so give it a nice shake. Even if it's been sitting for a day, just give it a good shake. So now what I do is I'll do 3 dots of Pop-A-Cut right here. I'm in with my fab polish. Now I've been just playing around with the spray. I'll do 1 spray into the pad with the fab polish. So now I've been keeping my speed, honestly, I've been keeping my speed around 2.5 to 3, and it's been working perfect for me. I'm going to come in here. Now I'm not going to speed this up for you guys because I want you guys to see my arm speed and see how I work the polish. I'm going to do side to side and up and down, and that's it. But so you guys can see, I stay right between the second, here, let's see if I can get it to focus. Between the second and third setting. And that's plenty. That's plenty for me. This off. It's almost like there's nothing left on the paint. You can already see the nice difference in clarity. Looks awesome. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch over from my DIY detail wool pad. And I'm going to go to the Svizzer Thermo yellow pad. Now I've been playing around with the yellow and the orange. They both seem to get me the same kind of finishing step. But so I've used either one. It doesn't matter. You can go with either one here. I'm going to go with the yellow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pad. I'm going to do 2 spritz of the fab polish in there. And then we're going to come in and do a quick jeweling / finishing stage. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bump it up to speed 3. So I'm gonna go up another about half a speed, and we're gonna jewel / finish this out. There's no haze or micro marking because it is a harder clear. So I wouldn't call finishing it out. I would just call it jeweling / finishing. Now with this stage here, I'm not putting as much pressure down as the previous stage of the cutting stage. Now I'm just letting the weight of the polisher just kind of do its thing, and I'm just guiding it. I'm just focusing on keeping the polisher moving at a consistent, even speed, a little bit faster than my cutting stage. But I'm gonna do side to side, up and down, side to side, up and down. And that's pretty much it, guys. And what I love about these, right off the panel, there's like no heat in this pad, and I love it, man. I love how cool these pads stay. Then we'll come in, buff off the fab polish, which is ultra, ultra, ultra easy to wipe off. I could see the gloss. Now there's still deep imperfections in this paint, but being original paint, a 98, could I have done another pass, another up and down, left and right on the cutting stage? If I wanted to go after some of the deeper stuff, yes, I could have. However, knowing that it's original paint, knowing that it's on the thinner side, I opted to stick with up and down, left and right, just one pass. That way I can save a little bit of the clear and then save that for the jeweling stage to where I can bring out the gloss, make it look a little glossier without trying to mow it down just to get all the imperfections, the deep scratches out of it. So now we got that there. I'm going to pull up this tape line and bring you guys in so you guys can see what it looks like. We'll see what kind of clarity I can already see here just in the lights. The clarity is crazy good, and it's crazy good. So let me hit this with a little, and you can, it's not warm at all. I'm gonna come in with my Pelias from Phoenix EOD. Just kind of wipe this down so you guys can see there's no fillers or anything. I'm not trying to fool you guys at all. So, all right. Now that looks great. I could see it just by my eye. So I'm gonna get you guys off of here and bring you guys in. So check out clarity. Boom, right there. Right when we hit that 50-50 line, you could see the clarity change. Boom. Right there. So we're bringing back some really, really nice clarity here. In the paint, I mean, look at that depth and gloss. You can even see just in the neck, in the overhead lights. This side here versus over here, you can, there's that distinct 50-50. If you have the eye, you can see it already right there. Just how clear it is. So I just wanted to break that down for you guys. So yeah, that's my process. That's what I've been doing on pretty much the whole car. Once I found that combination, it is working and it looks fantastic. So I'm gonna finish up and try to get the bumpers done tonight, and then gonna probably have to rinseless wash this thing because it's been getting dusty. And yeah, so when I come in and the panels are dusty that I haven't corrected, I just hit it with a little rinseless wash, wipe it down, and then correct it. But the rest of the car that I've already done, I'll just rinseless wash it all before, and then panel prep it, and then coat it. So yeah, that's my process. I'm gonna get back to work and have some more fun. Alrighty, folks, as we make our way around this bumper, I've got it split 50-50. You could probably already see the difference. Quick tip here. Want to get in these emblems, what you do is you get a little Q-tip, just like so, and you just dab a little bit of Papa Cut on the end of it. A little bit of Papa Cut on the end. Then you come in here like so, kind of spread it in there. Little, tip just to get in here. Now, is it going to be perfect? No, it's not going to be perfect, but it allows you to come in here and kind of get the edges around the letters where you can't get with a foam pad. Now, if somebody's up there looking in your letters and griping, then they need to just keep it moving. Sorry, shoddy camera work. But yeah, super easy. Just come in here like so. Nothing crazy. By the way, I got this pack of Q-tips from Harbor Freight. You can see it's pulling up a little bit of that dirt. Doesn't take much. Just a light scrub like so. Come in with your towel. Get in here and buff that off. Sorry, I'm looking through my camera as I kind of buff this off. So look at the difference between those two letters. See that? Huge, huge, huge difference. And that is the Smurf tip of the day. Just wanted to show you guys that. But check out this bumper. So we went ahead, we got this rear bumper all taken care of. Here, let me move this light. Go ahead and peel this up. Let's see if I can, down here. All right, now let's check out that. Look at the difference, guys. Oxidation, the clarity that we brought back in the paint versus over here. Oh, that is crazy. Now, even in the taillights, guys, even in the taillights, let me show you guys. You can absolutely polish the taillights. Check out the taillight difference. Side to side here. Get my light off of here. So you can see the taillights over here. Swirled up, scratched. Now, as we move over here. Perfect, no, but check out the difference in the lights. Makes a huge, huge difference. All those scratches. Have not done that side, so. Come over here. Nice clear tail lights. Really makes that red pop. Look at that. Gives it some nice shine and gloss. Now I had to tread very lightly on this bumper. Still got imperfections. But look at that difference. That is absolutely insane. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a difference, but man, that looks phenomenal. So yeah, that's the progress I made on the rear bumper. I think he'll be happy. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the other side of the bumper done. Move up to the front bumper. All right, everybody. We've got the Buick behind me. It is all ready for the protection stage. It is cleaned, deconned, polished, and panel prepped. Now, these are 4 important steps when you want to not only make the paint look the best you can, but also clean it so you can have the best possible bond for whatever form of protection you're putting on that paint. You want to make sure you get it as clean as possible. Now, do you have to make the paint perfect? No, but before you come in and lock it in with a coating like we're going to be using, you want to make sure you do as much as you want to do to the paint. Me, I want the paint to look as good as possible. Perfect? No way, that term does not exist. But when you lock it in with that coating, the only way to get that coating off is to polish it. So the rule of thumb is make the paint as good as you want it to look before you lock it in with that coating. That is why some of us take that extensive step and do a 1-2 step correction, get the paint looking really good before we go in and apply that coating. So just tip of the trade, rule of thumb, like do as much as you want to make the paint as good as you're happy with it looking before you go in and lock it in with the coating. So today we're going to be checking out the No Hype 1-year coating. Shout out to Brad over at Black Rhino, which basically developed these no hype coatings to show you can not charge an arm and a leg and a toe and an elbow and a collarbone for coatings and get some good stuff. He started No Hype, and I believe, to my knowledge, he's going to be giving away the company, and he does a lot for his community. Shout out Brad once again. So this is a sponsored video. Quick disclaimer: he did send me this. Brad, in no way, shape, or form, paid me, has offered to pay me, or anything like that. So you guys are going to get my honest review on this coating. But the Black Rhino coatings are awesome. I love his. He's got the Graph-X. I think he's got fat beads. He's got tons of coatings, and he's got one of my favorite tire shines, which is the Eco Shine tire shine as well. He's got the Blackout, which is one of my favorite blackout trim restores over at Black Rhino. So go, don't even worry about it. If you just go into the description, I'm going to have all the links to all Black Rhino, No Hype, all the coatings, all that stuff down in the description for you guys to check out. Don't even worry about it. Just enjoy the rest of this video. So, yeah, No Hype 1 year. This is a $15 coating, guys. $15 coating. I'm excited. I know people that I know in this community have liked it and loved it. So I'm excited to test it out in my environment, give you guys my feedback on this coating, application, wipe off, ease of use, slickness, and obviously the overall results. Now, I was talking to Brad yesterday, and he said he's not big into toppers, but if you want to do 2 layers, wait at least an hour or two between layers, and then you can layer this. Or if you want to top it, you can top it. I think he said within a few hours you can top it. But like you say, he's not a topper guy. So, but me, rule of thumb, general rule of thumb with the coating, wait 7 days to wash it with any detergents or anything like that. Me, I'm gonna stick to the 24-hour cure time. Top it tomorrow before I take it back to my brother. So the Buick is over here set up and it's ready. We are gonna get on this paint. We're gonna apply this coating. As always, make sure you have your gloves. I like to take the little droplet out of the top of the bottle, and I like to use my little Amazon little plastic little. I like to use these so I can apply it on my applicator where I want to put it. So, yeah, enough jibber jabbering. Let's get on this paint. Let's go ahead and apply this. No hype, 1-year coating. I'm gonna give you guys my feedback. I'm gonna show you application. I'll get you guys off the tripod, show you application, and explain the process. And that's it. Let's have some fun. Alrighty, folks. So we are ready to coat. I went ahead and took the top out of my coating bottle so I can do my droplet how I would like to do it. I got my coating over here on my cart set up. I've got my auto fiber applicator pad. This is the coating saver with the thing in the center so it doesn't soak through to the other side. Now, a lot of people might question, well, can I do the whole car with one side or anything like that? I've had no problems using one side on a whole car. But if if it's hot out, you might want to switch halfway through to the other side. Either way, here you can do half the car with the green side, switch it over, do the other half with the gray side. So you got a fresh applicator. I've never had a problem. It's nice and cool out right now. So we're going to see. Now you're going to apply in straight lines. You can do your crosshatch if you'd like. Just make sure you get even coverage of the coating. You don't want to go so thick to the point where you're wasting product. So I'm excited to test this out. I'm just going to do, a little section here. Nothing crazy, just a little, maybe 15 by 15 area just to get a feel for the coating. Now they say, I talked to Brad, he said basically, you want to leave it on the paint as long as you can, but don't let it dry. Now, in some certain conditions, you might see it start to sweat and you might see the little beads pop up, the little sweat beads. Some people might see the rainbow. It all depends on where you're at, humidity, temperature, stuff like that. So we're going to see in my environment what this coating can do. On your first application of the pad, you're going to want to lay it on a little bit heavier than you normally would, just because you want to prime that pad. Also, I have a fan going in here. Get a little circulation. Always put your top back on your bottle. I got the coating here. I'm going to start over here in the corner. And we're just going to do a little section here. And then I'll give you guys my thoughts. I like to start with like an X, just to spread out the coating at first. And then I'm going to come in here like so. It spreads nice and easy. It does have that coating smell, but it's not as strong as some of the coatings that I've smelled. Now, when you're applying a coating, you just want to pay attention to the adjacent panels, especially during wipe off. There we go. Now we wait. I have my next LED light that I'm going to get set up over here. guys can't see it on camera, but that way I can take a look. Also, as well, I have my paint correction light. Now, when you're doing coatings, having good light is key. I like the yellow light of the next LED. Now, I'm not seeing any sweating yet. So while we wait, I imagine I'll get some good dwell time out of this. Now, while we wait, in my apron here, I've got my towel 1 and I've got my towel 2. Sorry you guys can't see my face, but I want you guys to be more focused on the hood. I've got my towel 1 and I got my towel 2. Now, that first towel, you're going to come in and basically level the coating, pick up that transfer solution, and help kind of work it into the paint. That second one was going to come up and pick up that last 15-20% as you buff it off. I'm not seeing any indication of sweating, rainbowing. But it's been about a minute. So let's go ahead and wipe it off. Towel 1. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. I see you. Wow. Wow, that is slick. That is real slick. Holy cow. Honestly, that's... For a coating, that is probably the slickest coating I've ever wiped off. And that is no lie. That is no lie right there, guys. Now, could I be applying this wrong? Could be. But like I said, I wasn't getting no indications. So we'll test it out a little more. But you can feel as soon as you go right off of the coating and you get onto the hood, it's nice and grabby over here. When you get over here, it's, oh yeah, that's butter right there. Wow. Now what I said was the adjacent panels when you're applying a coating, like on this fender here, sometimes when you're applying a coating and you're wiping it off, you could actually push a little bit of that coating onto this fender. So you want to make sure you come in and wipe that off so you don't get any high spots that come sneaking up on you. So that was actually really nice. So wow, that was really easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this section here, and we're going to see if that's any different. Do the X here. And we're just going to come in here and apply just like so. I'm going to go all the way to the center and then back out. It spreads really, honestly, it spreads really nice and thin and even. I tried to apply it a little bit thicker this time. That way I could see if I can see any of the sweat beads or anything like that. Yeah, I can already kind of see it rainbowing, to be honest. Yeah, I can see it kind of rainbowing. So I might not get the sweat beads. I'd assume it'd be maybe in like a more humidity, maybe where you start getting it to kind of sweat just because of the moisture in the air. But I'm seeing a lot of rainbowing, so that might be my calling here is the rainbowing. Buff, use my towel one. I think I waited a little bit too long, just based off of the first time I applied it, and now. All right, towel one, coming with towel two. Go ahead and buff this off. Super, super, super slick. Wow, that is awesome. That is nice and slick. That's what I like to feel. Yeah, oh, it feels great. Really does under the towel. That is awesome. You could feel it instantly once you move off of the paint where the coating is not applied. All right. That actually is very, very, very easy. I mean, it's still, I think it's almost 70 out right now. So it's not crazy hot. In here, it's a little bit warm in here, but I'm so used to applying coatings when it's freaking 100 degrees out. So it's nice to be able to kind of take my time. But it seems like in my environment right now, it's almost 70 outside. Usually in my garage, it's a little bit warmer just because there's no breeze, there's no nothing in here. So I'm gonna do this section here. I'm gonna go to the other side and I'm gonna bring you guys in for a first person view application. But I'm thinking it's gonna be a pretty quick on and off for me here within 15 to 30 seconds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get this little section done here. And then this whole half of the hood will be done. And then I'm going to take you guys over to the other side, put you in my hand and show you application. So let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you guys first person view. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take some of this coating off here. I'm going to put it a line right down the center of my applicator, just like so. Ooh, almost tipped it over. See what happens when you're not paying attention, Smurf? Got that. Go ahead and put the cap on. God forbid, Smurf is clumsy. All right, so this is a pretty big hood, but we are going to start. We're going to do basically, we're going to break it up in quarters since you can see the line here. So I'm going to do a quarter here. So let's do it. Start with an X. And then come across here. Go ahead and, sorry for the terrible camera work. And apply it just like so. I can already kind of see a rainbow in too. It's going to be really hard for you guys to see on this camera. Extremely hard. It's very hard for me to see in person. But I can already see it rainbowing. You can kind of see it up here. Really hard to tell. I'm playing around with my times. I'm going to come in and start wiping off. A little bit easier. A little bit easier for me, a little bit sooner. The first few times I was waiting kind of long. And it was a little, had to put a little weight down on it to get it off. So in my environment, it's pretty on and off here. You know, he said leave it on the paint as long as you can, just don't let it dry. And for me in my environment right now, a little over a minute was too long for me. Too long. Go ahead and check your side panels here. Make sure you wipe those edges. It's nice that I have the lights up there. I can double check my work. Nice and slick though, I like it. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty much it for application, guys. Where I'm at, it's probably 72, 73 in my garage right now. Humidity isn't very high. We don't get high humidity really out here, so it's pretty much on 15, 20 seconds, buff off. Rule of thumb is if you're wiping it off and it's just smearing the coating around, you're wiping it off a little too early. Now, if you wait too long, it's going to be sticky, tacky, and it's going to fight you on the come off. So play around with your times and adapt to your environment. Your application is going to be totally different than Joe Schmo that lives in a different state. So don't listen to everybody when they say wait 30 seconds and buff it off. You got to adapt and you got to switch it up. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to get to work. I got to get this thing coated before I have to go get the kids from school. So Smurfs out. I'll be back with an update. All right. Ladies and gentle detailers, we've got this Buick all coated in the No Hype 1 year coating. $15. $15. You spend more than that on coffee. So No Hype 1 year. My initial thoughts on this coating. Extremely easy to use. Extremely easy to use. Very, very, very easy. Now in my environment here, I pretty much wipe on, apply, and when I'm done, I wipe off. I didn't get any sweating, sweat beads or anything like that from the coating. What I got was rainbowing. I got rainbowing, and I could see when I was doing this fender here, as I was applying it, kind of making sure I got even coverage, I can just watch it, and it's rainbowing almost instantly. Now I tried waiting a minute or two, like 45 seconds to a minute. Got a little tacky on me, so I improvised, started wiping off a little sooner, and I found out in my environment here, I apply it. I did a whole fender at a time. Did the whole fender at a time. And as soon as I'm done, I come back and instantly grab my towel and start buffing off. My towel 1, leveling as you would call it, my towel 1, and then I would grab my towel 2 and come in and buff it off. Now, one thing I did notice about this coating was it's not a viscous, it's not a thick coating at all. Some coatings, when you're applying, I mean, you can work that coating forever into the paint, and you got to wait for it to kind of evaporate, rainbow, and cure. This one, very simple, 75 degrees out here, maybe a little warmer inside my garage here, but for me, it was wipe on, apply, grab towel 1, level, grab towel 2, and buff, and it is ultra slick. Ultra slick. One of the slickest coatings that I've used. Honestly, it's probably the slickest coating I've ever installed. Now, does that mean anything? Not really. It just means that it's the slickest coating I ever installed. Some people out there, they get their slickness from the topper. Talking to Brad, he doesn't really care for toppers, so which is really cool because this thing is slick and glossy and it looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, I'm really excited. I had a really great experience. Honestly, I got around this car. This is the fastest I've ever coated a car. You ask my wife, she'll tell you exactly that. Because I told her I was done. She goes, "You're lying." I said, "No, I'm done." I got around this whole car in about an hour. And for me, some of you guys are probably like, man, that's standard time for me. What do you mean? Me, I slack, I lollygag, I talk, I go inside. So this thing looks absolutely incredible. Nothing but triple stamp Smurf of approval. No hype 1 year, triple stamp Smurf of approval. Look at this car. Look at this thing. Now, I can't speak for longevity. I can't speak for hydrophobics. You guys are going to have to stay tuned to the channel because I'm going to get this thing back in a week so I can do a wash and check out the hydrophobics on it. See what we're looking like for this no hype 1 year. But I could tell you right now, initial experience for me, for Smurf, this no hype 1 year for $15 is incredible. If this thing lasts anywhere near, if this coating lasts anywhere near a year and you get some sick hydrophobics out of it, I mean, look at the gloss. I mean, it definitely added a noticeable cherry on top, and it's going to cure. Now, Brad said you can top as soon as you want, but being me, I'm going to let this thing cure. I might top it tonight before I go to bed. That way I can take it back to my brother tomorrow. But super excited. Triple stamp Smurf of approval so far on this no hype. Brad, shout out, buddy. I appreciate you. I'm going to get the tires addressed. And I'm going to try to get this thing outside, but it almost looks like it's going to rain right now, guys. So, oh, whoa. Sorry. Just trying to show you guys outside, but it looks like it's going to rain. There's a 40% chance it might rain tonight too. So, Buick looks amazing. It is protected. It's curing. No hype 1 year. Triple stamp Smurf approval. We'll do some final thoughts and kind of go through the whole process here and talk about, you know, what we did on this thing and how we transformed it to get to the level that it is now. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the Buick behind me is all done, coated, protected. Just got it topped right now. This is the next morning. Let it cure. Went ahead and topped it, and I'm gonna get it outside for some B-roll shots so you guys can see what this thing looks like outside. I'm super excited. So this is kind of like a final thoughts, overall review of everything that I used. So we got this thing washed up, got it inside. I played around with some pad combinations with my polishes and my compounds. Now what I ended up using was the DIY purple wool pad paired with Papa Cut from Phoenix EOD with a spritz of fabulous polish on the pad with it. Now for me, I felt like not that Papa Cut doesn't finish down great, because it does, especially on the harder clears, but it provided me, I felt like right where the Papa Cut would start to fall off as you work through its cycle, that fab polish would pick up at the end and finish out real nice. So that way when I came in with my finishing step, which was my fab polish and the Svizzer yellow pad, sometimes the orange pad, I played around with both. Both seemed to get me the results I was looking for. So either of those pads would work. I found myself using the yellow one a little bit more. It's a little bit softer, kind of as like a jeweling stage instead of having to actually finish out. Now that the clears hard on this thing, it's definitely hard, so you can attack it a little bit more aggressive. Not that you want to be aggressive, but if you had to, the harder clears can take a little bit more beating without micro marring and leaving haze behind and worrying about that you would get on a finicky paint. So I was fortunate there. Some of my detailers out there, you guys can already agree, I'd much rather work on a hard clear coat than a soft finicky clear coat. So that combination worked absolutely beautiful. And then we came in at the end and sealed it up with the No Hype 1 year coating. This is a 1 year polyxylazane based coating, made in the USA. $15 for this thing, so I'm excited. I will get this thing back in a week. I will do a wash on it just so we can check out the hydrophobics and then go from there. Now this thing sits in a garage and he rarely drives this thing, so longevity wise, I mean, this 1 year coating could last him 5 years. You know, you never know, so keep that into consideration. This is not a daily driven, sits outside in the conditions all the time, so won't be a great car to test longevity on, but I do want to see the hydrophobic properties of it, so I'll get it back in a week and we'll check out the hydrophobic properties. But overall, shout out to Brad once again. Black Rhino, no hype coatings, $15 for the 1 year, $25 for the 3 year. I do have that one I want to use too. But I do have a discount code, Papa10. Will save you some money over there, even though it's only $15. But Papa10 will get you, I believe, a 10% discount. So if you want to check them out, I'll have the links down below to everything I used, my polisher, my pads, my liquids, the no hype coating. All that stuff will be down in the description for you guys to check it out if you're interested. So that's pretty much it. The Buick looks absolutely stunning. And one thing I noticed about this no hype coating was I'm used to putting my toppers on to get that butter slickness. But to be honest, when I came in and felt the paint, I didn't even need to top it. It was already glossy. The paint was a silky smooth. And that's the first time I've came across a coating, just the coating itself, that's really slick like that. So that was a change in coatings for me. I was like, wow, this thing is really, really, really slick. So I did like that about that. Super easy to apply. It pretty much, by the time I got done massaging it into the paint, it was already kind of hazing and rainbowing. I would wipe it off pretty much immediately, and it was fantastic. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave you guys with some B-roll of this thing outside so you guys can check it out. I want to say thank you to all you guys that take the time out of your guys' day to watch my videos. I know there's plenty of things you could probably be doing, but it means the world to me that you guys take the time to watch and support. So I appreciate that. If you like this video and you found it helpful, consider subscribing to the channel. Smash that thumbs up while you're down there. Click that little notification bell. That way when I do more videos like coatings, corrections, how-tos, full details, product reviews, all that kind of stuff, you'll get notified. So hope you guys all out there have a fantastic day, night, evening. I'm going to catch you guys all in the next video.